Hi again! Now I would like to share a few rules to adhere to when writing your personal story that sells. Rule number 1: simplicity. Your writing has to be simple, easy to read. It has been scientifically proven that simple is more convincing than complex. For that reason, you should be using simple words, sentence structures, and simple logic. Be specific and talk about concrete, tangible situations, examples, and ideas. The more abstract ideas you use in your writing, the less likely it is you and your prospect will be on the same page. Reduce the level of abstraction so your prospects understand everything of what you say. A good tip here: if you're going to use abstract ideas such as love, happiness, and hope, explain the abstract idea with tangible terms, or in other words, your communication is moving up and down the ladder of abstraction. And I've dedicated a whole lesson of this topic, of this concept. I call it the Holy Grail in marketing. You can find more about that in my course called Copywriting: How to Convert Features into Benefits That Sell. It is available both on Udemy and Skillshare. Let me give you an example, because even the explanation went abstract. And then I saw her, the love of my life. She was 180 centimeters tall, blonde curly hair, blue deep eyes, and white skin. Now listen, 180 centimeters tall, blonde curly hair, blue deep eyes, and white skin. Now you've got an image in your mind about the love of my life. This is a phrase which is quite abstract. Did you see what I did here? I used an abstract idea, the love of my life, but I included concrete, tangible details that paint a picture in your mind and you understand my message. Really powerful stuff here. Rule number 2: no matter the plot, the subject you write about, you have to remember this: stories are about how you felt. Stories are about emotions. And with rule number 2, I want to kill an objection here, because people often say, "But Vladimir, I don't have an interesting story to tell," or "my story is not worth sharing." That's a huge misconception. Everyone has a good story to tell, because the key is not in the plot itself, but in the emotions that your story triggers. That being said, it's important what you say, but it's even more important how you say it, or in our case, write. It's not that much a matter of "I achieved that," but how it made you feel once you achieved it, and what that meant for you. Talking about emotions leads me to rule number 3. Don't be boring. Number 1 reason why people don't read any written material is because it is boring. If you make your prospect bored, they will not read until the end of the story, where you have a call to action for them. You reveal the solution. That means fewer sales and less money, respectively. Having a good story to tell is great, but you should also use what's called emotional power words. I talk quite often about power words in my copywriting courses, but just a quick definition here. A power word is any word that carries its own emotional kick. My favorite example is the word humiliate, or humiliation, the noun. We don't just hear that word, we feel it. Most of us at some point in our lives suffered humiliation. So you need to make sure you load your story with power words and your reader won't be bored. Please check the attached files under class project section and you will find 257 carefully chosen power words that I have found out by reading hundreds of sales copies. I want to share them with you so you can end up with a good story that drives sales and builds solid relationship and trust. Thank you for watching.